What's up, yogis? Welcome in. Let's get you all set up. All right, cool. Welcome in, everybody. This is your noon flow class. Today on the agenda is going to be Revolved Dancer. So we're going to work a few poses to get towards that. But, you know, if we get to that point, and even if everything we've done leading up to that doesn't feel set up in your body for that pose, always at liberty to skip it. In fact, I would encourage you skip it, especially if your body's not quite feeling it. Listen to that. Totally okay. Yeah, mostly just listen to your body. We don't have anything specific for props that are necessary, so whatever you've got, work with that. We will start in child's pose here in a few moments, so if you're already ready to go ahead and find that space. We'll start there in just a few minutes. Yeah. Before I forget, this is the last week that we'll be posting these videos on YouTube. We're going to start next week, the week of the 17th, doing them on MBO through Mind Body Online. So if you're a member of Black Swan Yoga, it'll be the same thing that you'd be doing to sign up for the classes. So if you were going to the studio, it'd be the same thing. Go and sign on there, and it'll link to the class. We'll still do it live. Yeah, basically the same. Yeah. So I will re-announce that just in case there's more people that show up. But find a child's pose or something comfortable to start. We'll get here in just a few moments. Hey, yogis. Yeah. Welcome in if you're just joining. This is going to be a flow class with the intention of getting to Revolved Dancer. It's not required. Listen to your body. If there's any point you get to that doesn't sound like where you should be, take a moment for yourself. Come down, child's pose, or whatever it is you need. If there's another avenue that opened up and your mind is thinking to take that way, try it out. See how it feels. Again, as long as there's no pain in your body, try it out. Get curious with it. With that said, let's start in child's pose. And for this one, take your toes together, but knees very wide. So maybe as wide as your mat, depending on how long your bones are. Maybe you can take your knees wider than your mat. But hips to your heels. See how that works? And then walk your hands forward so that you can rest your forehead to the ground. If there's so much tightness that when your hips are on your heels, your forehead won't touch the ground, I want you to take something and place it underneath your head. So a block, a blanket, maybe an ottoman, depending on how high up you are. But let both your head and your tailbone, your sit bones, be connected to something. So rather than one lifting up, so even if your head touches but your sit bones won't touch, put something underneath your sit bones and your heels. Hello, Skiba. Just take a couple of rounds of breath once you've gotten your body into the position, and then see how it responds to that position. Notice any muscles, any body parts that are gripping. If your thighs are squeezing together to keep you lifted from feeling a more intense sensation, can you soften that? Try softening your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And then scan your body, seeing where else is holding tension, somewhere that you can release it. And take 5 rounds of breath in child's pose. Let each one of those breaths last longer than the last. Longer inhales, longer exhales. And keep that going, make it even longer. Two more on your own, your pace. Last breath in. And out. All right. Spread your fingers out wide. Palms out as wide as they can be. And then press into your hands so that your forearms lift off of the ground. Get this traction through your body. And then we'll start movement here. So grip down through all 10 finger pads. Inhale, shift forward like you're clawing the ground and pulling your chest forward. Squeeze your biceps in and forward. Your triceps will spin to the back of the room. This is your breath in. On your exhale, press it back to child's pose. Hips low, knees wide, palms press. Claw to the ground. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, press back. And keep that going, breath to movement. We've got about 5 rounds here. See if you can set up a strong spine, strong flat spine on your shift forward to tabletop. And then allow yourself to become soft and compressed on your breath out to child's pose. Your next breath in, shift forward to a tabletop. And create a neutral spine here, again, flat, without overarching, without rounding it forward. Nice and through the middle. Flip to the tops of your feet, and we'll keep this position most of the time that we'll have your knees down. We're going to work into some planche setups. So work to keep your feet flat on the tops of your feet flat on the ground. And then take it into cat-cow. Belly drops, inhale. Press and round your spine. And keep going that same breath to movement. And again, notice if your body automatically started to go fast. slow it down and then see if you can be aware, be mindful of all the movements and the transitions your body's going through, rather than pushing past them quickly. Usually a sign of discomfort that our body wants to get rid of and out of quickly, right? The path of least resistance. And you purposefully create more resistance. And then check in with your mind. How is that responding to that resistance? 2 more rounds of breath. Alright, come back through a neutral tabletop. If your arms at any time need a rest, come to stand on your shins. You can just give them a shake. If you're feeling it, ready to go for it, right arm forward, left leg back, balancing tabletop. Flex your left toes down, your left pinky toe, rotate it to the mat. So your left outer hip rotates down as well. So it's not lifted up higher than your right, it's in line with your right. Take a breath in here. You can press into the top of your right foot. You can notice what happens when you press, what activates. Can you use that to lift your arms and leg a little higher? Take a breath in here. On your exhale, bend and squish your elbow to your knee. Press them together for a moment. Now round your spine like cat. Press the ground away. Inhale, reach back out, balancing table. Let's do that 2 times. Exhale, elbow to knee, squeeze in. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, squeeze in. Different this time. Inhale, reach forward, hold. Kick your left heel to glute. Reach back with your right hand and grab your foot. Now this is the same shape that we're going to be making later in your Revolved Dancer, except we're going to be standing on your right leg. So again, focus on the pressure of the top of your right foot down, drive it into the mat, and then same thing with your left foot. Can you drive that pressure into your right hand, and then maybe lift your toes and your left knee a little bit higher. All right, gently release, inhale, reach forward, balancing table. Exhale, knees to the ground, child's pose. Drop your hips to heels. Give your arms a rest for a moment and 2 rounds of breath. Let yourself come back to center, to homeostasis, everything calm and equal. And breath in. And breath out. Shift forward to tabletop. All right, you guessed it. Other side. Left arm forward. Right leg back. And flex your right toes to the ground, then rotate your right pinky toe down, right outer hip down. Breathe in, reach forward. Exhale, squeeze elbow to knee. Hold, drive elbow to knee. Round your spine more, press the ground away with your right hand. And then inhale, reach forward. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, reach forward, hold, kick your right heel to glute, reach back with your left hand. Grab your foot, kick into your hand. Same thing, press into the top of your left foot. Use that to get your legs a little further away from the ground. You can still powerful through your right leg. Use that kick to lift your toes and knee a little higher. 1 more round of breath. With control, release. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, tabletop. Drop your hips to heels, child's pose. Breath in. Breath out. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Press into your hands, walk your hands back towards your legs. So now you're sitting on your heels, toes still touch, knees out wide. Take your hands behind your hips about a foot, fingers point back. From there, drive into your shins again, lift your hips up. A release of your front line. 4 rounds of breath. You press your palms down. Can you squeeze your shoulders together so that the squeeze of your shoulders stretches and opens up your chest? 1 more big breath in. Stay for your breath out. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. And your hands down to the ground, tabletop. Take 1 more round of cat-cow, reset. Notice the difference in your cat-cows now that you've warmed up more through your body. When you're ready, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Now get the pressure so you can stretch out your calves. Again, activating first through the front line. Again, that pressure of the tops of your feet. As we start to transition through, we're going to take some moves that we're going to incorporate that as well. So if that already felt a little strenuous, if there's any pain or any sharp sensations in your ankles or the tops of your feet, feel free to let that go. You can still tuck your toes. It's not going to damage anything. Just be aware of your body. And if you can, work into that. Come back to a still downward facing dog. All right, from here, shift forward to a high plank, and then lower your knees to the ground. So for your high plank, shoulders are stacked on top of your elbows, and elbows are stacked on top of your wrist. I want you to get some shoulder extension. So notice this squeeze of your shoulders and leaning your head forward, almost like you're in pain, right? The tuck of your back of your head. I want you to press the ground away, round through your upper back, and tuck your chin slightly towards your chest so the back of your neck is long. So keep that strong shape. Thank you, Skiba. And then I want you to lean forward, so still on your knees, lean your shoulders out past your wrists. Spread your fingers wide, and as you lean forward, look at your wrist creases. So are they parallel with the top of your mat, or are they a little diagonal? I want you to line them up. So if that means spin your thumbs upward, or maybe spin your thumbs back, find where your line is straight, and then you can safely begin to lean your weight forward. And keep that roundness through your spine like cat pose. Hinge forward as you keep pressing the ground away. Again, that round through your spine, belly drawn in, almost like you feel like you're going into crow pose or floating. Just here for 3. Lean forward, stretch your forearms. For 2. Last 1, lean as far forward as you can. Again, if you're flipped to the tops of your feet, press the tops of your feet down. You're not going anywhere, but they're engaged. For 3. 2. Last 1. Child's pose. Breath in. Let something go on your breath out. Good. Shift forward to tabletop again. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. This time bend your knees, look forward. On your exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Let's start slow. So let's take as many steps forward as you can. Then fold over your legs. As we go deeper and get further, start to speed up those transitions, but still being mindful and aware of them. They don't escape you. There's just less time spent on them. Let your head get heavy. Let your tongue relax from the roof of your mouth. Once that relaxes, I want you to scan your body and see what else you can relax. Let it follow suit from where you just started with the extremity at the top of your head. One more breath. Let your hands fall to the ground. Bend your knees. Slide up to standing slowly as you inhale. And this can take a couple of rounds of breath, or you can take 1. Once you get to the tops, release your shoulders. Start some sway movement left and right. Almost like your arms are long, heavy ropes. Let them sway left and right. What is this, a maypole? Like you're a maypole. Just let it get loose. When you feel like you're not controlling the movement anymore, you feel like you've gotten completely loose, slow let down your movement. Just ever so slowly, so it's not an abrupt movement. Once they fall down the side, give them a shake, and breathe and reach up to mountain pose. Again, as you reach up, tendency is to squeeze up, right? You want to get yourself into this pencil shape. But if you're keeping this shape with your thighs, all good. I want you to pull your shoulders down away from your ears. There's more space between the two. You can pull down and locked into place. If that's new to you, it's probably going to feel unfamiliar, and it may even feel a little janky. But that's going to help you get stronger, one, through your shoulders to support, so that when you start to put weight onto your hands, more of your body weight, they're going to be ready to take that weight. Reaching up is good for some handstands, but pulling down, strong and supported. Keep that space. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. So again, shoulders don't squeeze to ears. Pull them down. Take a breath in, reach up. And exhale, side bend towards the right. As you pull, you continue pulling your left shoulder down with your left shoulder, your actual shoulder strength, but then pull your left wrist up with your right hand. As you're lengthening side body, drive down through your left heel. So you're rooted and growing up and over, not just crunching over towards the right. Inhale back to center. Switch your grip. Again, keep space between your ears. Exhale, side bend towards the left. Pull your right shoulder down. Drive down through your right heel. Foot space open up just from that action there. 2 breaths. Inhale back up to mountain. Different this time. Exhale, back bend. Squeeze your elbows to your ribs. Again, find a slight back bend by squeezing your glutes together and driving your hips forward. But again, squeeze of your thighs so that your low back is strong and supportive for you. Inhale, reach back up to mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. Fold on your breath out. We've got that twice more. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Last time, breathe in. Fold on your breath out, plant your hands, step it back to plank. All right, we're gonna add on to that planche setup. So wherever felt strenuous to start with earlier, I want you to keep that. If you're ready to stay on your toes, keep it on your toes. I'm gonna show on the knees. So if you're on your knees, flip to the tops of your feet. Same thing on your toes, you can flip to the tops of your feet. Start to lean forward, shoulders past your wrists. You can round through your spine so you're supportive. Press into the top of your left foot, extend your right leg out behind you. So now you have 3 points of contact. Left knee and foot, and then both of your hands. Take a breath in here, then exhale, bring your right knee, squeeze to tap your right tricep, press more into your left foot. Inhale, send it back, we have that twice more. Exhale, knee to tricep, press into your left foot. Again, inhale, send it back. Exhale, squeeze and lean forward, press the ground away. Inhale, send it back, knees to the ground, child pose. Ooh, shoulders get a rest. If this feels good, you can keep it. Another shoulder rest is extend them down alongside your legs. Let them completely relax. The closer your knees are together, the more space this one can make. When you're ready, back into your either plank or knees to the ground. Press the ground away, shift forward, press into your right foot, extend your left leg back. So top of your left foot, right foot drives down, breathe in. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Keep pressing through your right foot, everything is stationary. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, squeeze in. One more time, inhale back. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, send it back. Knees to the ground, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Breath in, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Start to speed up your transitions. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms out and up. Grab your left wrist and exhale, side bend to the right. Press down through your left heel. Inhale to center, switch. Exhale to the left. Press down through your right heel. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, baby back bend. Try to touch your elbows together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. High plank on your breath out. All right, so keep your high plank. Shift forward on your breath in. Again, shoulders come past your wrists. On your exhale, lower halfway down or less. Option to use your knees, but squeeze your elbows in towards your ribs. Flip to the tops of your feet. Inhale to upward facing dog. Same thing here. Press firmly down to the tops of your feet. Squeeze your thighs together. Now try to drag your hips forward towards your wrist. And keep your gaze forward rather than looking up to the ceiling. Keep your neck protected. 2 rounds of breath. Powerful through your feet. Spread all 10 toenails onto the mat. Last breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath here. All right, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or float forward, top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold on your breath out. Inhale, mountain pose, grab your left wrist at the top. Exhale, side bend to the right, drive through your left heel. Inhale to center, switch. Exhale to the left, press through your right heel. Inhale to mountain. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Take a halfway lift, breathe in. High plank on your breath out, step it back. All right, last time, super slow. Shift forward, breathe in. Option to come down to your knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Again, that lean forward, Bend your elbows. Shoulders stay above your elbows. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full inhale. Full exhale. All right. Make your right leg high. Breathe in. Exhale, squeeze your knee to your nose. Hold here. You get a full round of breath. Get your knee up higher. Get your heel up higher. Can you flex your toes, or point them rather, to the back of the mat? And then inhale back to three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step it to your hands. Pyramid pose. Step your back foot forward. Let your heel touch the ground. Straighten both legs. And then squeeze your thighs together. Now, if you straighten your legs and squeeze your thighs together, can you still pull your chest forward? Now, if that's not unavailable, if you feel like you're rounding so far forward to try to get your hands to the ground, you can lift your left heel off the ground. Step your foot a little further back. Take a modified version of pyramid. So straighter through your back so you can fully stretch. And again, if you're rounding, just trying to touch the ground, you're lessening how much you can actually stretch into the pose. You're taking away from yourself. If you need props instead, grab a water bottle. We have 2 more rounds of breath here in your standard pyramid pose. All right, keep your left hand on the ground. Inhale your right arm up. Revolve. Your left hand can stay on the ground. I have mine on a block, again, so it doesn't take as far for my hand to get the ground. I don't have to strain as much. If you want this deeper, take your left hand, place it on the outside of your right foot, either to the ground or to a block, and then reach your right hand up. Revolve. The same goal here is to squeeze your thighs together. That's going to solidify your base. Pull your heart forward with your left hand. Try to drag your left hand back. Last breath. Your right hand back to the ground. Bend your right leg. Send your left leg to the back of your mat. Both hands to the ground. Low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right leg lifts. Bend your legs. Stack your hips. Squeeze your heel to your glute. Try to connect your calf and your hamstring together. Draw circles with your knee. And try to make it one smooth circle. So it may look like a preschool circle. A little jaggedy on some edges. But try to make it as smooth as you can and then reverse it. Maybe one day it gets smooth. Maybe it's forever a jagged circle. All good. Back to three-legged dog. Extend. Down dog. Exhale. Left leg high. Breathe in. Exhale, squeeze your knee to nose, pause. Again, pull your thigh to your chest, point your toes to the back of the mat, squeeze your heel closer to your glute, drive the ground away. Inhale back to three leg. Exhale, low lunge, pyramid pose. And if you use props on the other side, go ahead and grab them. It's better to have them and then decide not to use them rather than try to get set up in a shape and then realize you have to take yourself out. The props, once you're set up into a shape, there's very little movement that you need to take that support away. Give yourself that gift of less movement. There was a term for that. One of my old jobs. I'm spacing on the name right now. But you set yourself up for success. There's not a lot of movement required. Excess movement, at least. When you're ready, right hand to the ground, revolve, left arm up. And squeeze thighs together. That squeeze together holds them in place. And if you feel like your legs are so close together when you squeeze, you keep falling to one side, toe heel them out a little wider. So assume that your hips are a little wider than you're giving yourself credit for and see how that feels. That may be the space that you need to take out any worry about balance in this pose. You can worry on the strength. Breath in, pull your heart forward. Exhale, both hands down, bend your left leg, send your right leg as far to the back of your mat for a low lunge. Inhale to three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Bend your legs, stack your hips. Again, connect calf to hamstring. They're crazy glued together. Now draw circles with your knee. That's a triangle. That's a little circlier, and then reverse them. Back to three-legged dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Moment to settle here. Right, on your next inhale, bend your knees and look forward. On your exhale, lower your knees closer to the ground. Let's get it into more of a turbo dog. So your knees are bent, heels stack on top of your toes. So it's almost like you're getting a calf and a plantar stretch. 2 breaths. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, look forward. And your exhale, step on top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair pose, breathe in. Find your chair. I go back and forth between the two. Sometimes I'll take my knees wider than my hips. Some days getting my knees together is uncomfortable and I don't feel like it's supportive for where my body is in that day. Find the one that works for you. Get familiar with the strength of this chair. Can you draw your belly up and in? Reach your fingers just a little bit higher, but then press your shins forward, your knees forward, so your hips extend a little further back, but squeeze them together so they're not going forward. You're energizing them forward. They're stationary. All right, take a breath in. On your exhale, hands to the ground. I want you to hop your feet back to downward facing dog. Keep that bend in your legs in downward facing dog like turbo dog. This is your setup. And then hop it back forward to the top of your mat. Inhale to chair. Exhale, hands to the ground, hop it back. Inhale to chair, and then keep that going. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Do this 5 more times. Notice when you're trying to rush. Can you slow it down? For 2. Last full one through. Take a chair pose, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Let your hands step or maybe hop back. You've already built it up, why not? Downward facing dog on your exhale. Full breath in. Full breath out. All right, from downward facing dog, take your right leg high, breathe in. On your exhale, squeeze your knee to your nose. Inhale back to 3 leg. Exhale, low lunge. Step to your hands. Slow transition to high crescent lunge. So rather than your left heel being close to the ground, spike it high. Draw your belly in, pull your chest forward with your arms, and get light on your fingertips. Feel like a giraffe here. On your inhale, arms extend up. All right, work to find your strength here. So, is your knee behind your ankle? Deepen into your lunge so it stacks. If it goes further forward, toe heel your foot further forward. That's your benchmark to see how deep you can go. Arms stay extended up. Take a breath in here. Exhale, open twist to the right. Swing your right hand down and back, left hand forward. And then squeeze your shoulders together. Turn your hands into fists for a moment. Squeeze. You can bend your elbows like you're going to touch your elbows together on your back. Use that to open your chest. And then open your hands. Find spirit fingers. Wiggle to get your hands further back. And then take your right hand to your left thigh behind you. Inhale, exalted. Lift your left arm up. And can you find depth in your lunge? And a lift through your left arm so your ribs follow. Inhale. And then exhale, revolved crescent lunge. Hinge forward. Take your left elbow to your right knee. Palm to palm. I'm going to take my knee down to the ground. 3rd time I've taught this class. So keep your knee lifted if you're up for the challenge. But if you're feeling that knee drop to the ground, go for it. Draw your belly up and in. Press more through your hands. Physically rotate your core from your shoulders down to your hips. One more breath. All together, inhale back to high crescent lunge. Reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. Open up. Now I'm already feeling burn in my right leg. I don't know why I got real southern on that, but feel the burn. I want you to stay with that burn. Can you stoke that fire by pressing your right knee further forward, deepen into your lunge? We'll give it a rest in a moment, I promise. In fact, we're going to get a deep stretch on that leg in a moment. So I want you to really stoke that fire, right? Melt that metal so we can make it malleable and move. Full breath. Next inhale, reverse your warrior. Keep the bend in your front leg. Stay with that fire. One more inhale. And then exhale, skandasana to the back of your mat. So straighten your right leg. Turn your left toes back at about 45 degrees. And then bend into your left leg. Straighten your right. Now, skandasana can be here. Skandasana can be here. Skandasana can be all the way. Left heel to the ground, but your left hip towards your left heel. It's working on the stretch of your right leg. So if you're feeling the stretch there, it doesn't necessarily matter how deep you get. Work on the stretch of your right leg. Full breath. Feel buoyant where you are. Take an inhale, look forward. On your exhale, skandasana to the front of your mat. Bend into your right leg. Same thing, it's a stretch of your left leg. Focus more on that than trying to bend your right hip to your heel. All right, take a breath in, look to the back of your mat. Exhale, skandasana to the back. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, skandasana to the front. Breathe in. Exhale, skanda to the back. Look forward, breathe in. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Frame your right leg. All right, standing splits. Shift forward, float your left heel. Left toes down, again, level out your hips. Either stay here, or for 3 rounds of breath, follow along. Take an inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Bend your right leg, bend your left leg, and bring your calf or knee to your right calf. Inhale, send it back up, standing splits. Exhale, Shiva squat, bend in, maybe float your hands. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, 3-legged dog, right leg high. Bend your legs, stack your hips, draw a circle one direction, maybe a couple times. Draw it the other direction. 3-legged dog. On an inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Right leg stays lifted. Exhale, chaturanga, maybe with it still lifted. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Breath in. Breath out. Okay, left leg high, inhale. Exhale, squeeze your knee to your nose. Inhale, high. Exhale, low lunge. Light on your fingertips. Again, strong setup. So bend into your front leg. Spike your back heel high. Pull your chest forward. Arms lift off the ground. Inhale, high crescent. Ooh, buddy. Squeeze your legs together just like you were in your pyramid pose. Can you use that and then extend your arms up a little higher from that strong base? Inhale. Exhale, open twist to the left. Same thing, squeeze your hands into fists, bend your elbows, squeeze them onto your back to open your chest. And then re-extend your fingers, open them up. Find spirit fingers. It's fun. It makes space. And then left hand to your right thigh. Inhale, exalted. Straighten your right leg, directly the back of your knee up to the ceiling. And then press your left hand into your right thigh so you lift higher. Breathe in. Exhale, revolved crescent. Use your length. Right elbow to left knee. Squeeze thigh to thigh. Press elbow into knee. Palm into palm. Maybe palm into a fist if you want to turn your right hand into a fist instead. And maybe right knee to the ground. You know what's coming up. If that was a lot, lean into it. Work into your body. One more breath. And all together back to your high crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. In depth here. So if your leg, or rather your thigh, is pointing towards the ground of the diagonal, work to get it flat as possible. So again, it's going to be relative to your own body. Work to get that if you can. Maybe not today. You can have that intention. 2 more breaths. When you squeeze your glutes, tuck your tailbone forward. Can you find more depth in? And then inhale, reverse your warrior. Once again, press your right hand into your right leg. You're lengthening up your left side body with that pressure. All together, breathe in. And then exhale, Skandasana to the back of your mat, bend into your right leg. And listen to your body here to find your depth. Work to keep your right heel on the ground. You can find more space with it lifted, but again, that can put more pressure on your joints, undue pressure. Build the strength first. Take a breath in, look forward. Exhale, Skandasana to the front. All right, breathe in. Exhale, Skanda to the back. Breathe in. Exhale, Skanda to the front. Last time, inhale. Exhale to the back, look forward, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Standing splits, breathe in, lift your right leg. Either stay or exhale, Shiva squat, maybe float your hands. 2 more times, inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. 3-legged dog, breathe in. Bend your legs, stack your hips. Draw circles. Small. And then make them bigger. Reverse. 3-legged dog. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, maybe with your leg lifted. Ekapada chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, malasana. Either step or hop your feet outside edges of your hands. Toes point forward. We're in a low yogi squat. 5 rounds of breath. Squeeze your tailbone forward, tuck your belly up and in. Lift your chest away from the ground. And can you press your knees out wide? And then press your palms in together, drive them down so that your elbows widen out your knees further. 2 more rounds. On your inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, hands to the ground and fold forward. Straighten your legs, toe heel your feet together. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold on your breath out. Bend your knees, inhale to chair pose. All right, let's add on to chair. Take a breath in. On your exhale, prayer twist towards the right. Your left elbow, twist it to your right knee. Now notice how high up my hips are in relation to my heart. Squeeze your belly up and in, pull your left hip back, and then lower your hips to where they're in line with your heart. Keep your belly drawn up and in, squeezed in. Press into your hands to test the strength of it, to twist it, to stretch out, to make space. Next, inhale back to chair. Exhale, twist towards the left. Same thing. Work your right hip back. Pull both hip backs and then to lengthen out. Press to rotate. Final breath. Inhale back to chair. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga on your breath out. We'll meet back in down dog. I'm going to skip this time. Down dog is where we meet. All right, let's add on to that flow, and we'll move on. So a little balancing. Everything else will be basically the same. And take your right leg high, breathe in. Exhale, squeeze your knee to your nose. Adding on here, 3-legged dog, breathe in. Exhale, cross to your left tricep, tap it, try to make contact. Inhale back to 3-leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent lunge, reach up. Exhale, open twist towards the right. Inhale, exalted warrior, left arm reaches up. Exhale, revolved crescent lunge, left elbow to right knee. You have a full round of breath here. Stay for your exhale. Inhale back to high crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, skanda to the back of your mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, skanda to the front of your mat. Breathe in. Exhale, skanda to the back. Again, inhale. Exhale, skanda to the front. Last time, inhale. Exhale, skanda to the back. Look forward, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Standing splits, breathe in. Exhale, Shiva squat. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Again, inhale. Exhale, squeeze. This time, hold. Kick your left heel towards your glute. Reach back with your right hand and grab your foot. Now bring your knees together. Foot still behind you. On an inhale, come up to stand with your left leg in your right hand. Knees together to start. Lift your left arm up. Take a breath in. Exhale, revolved dancer. Kick your foot into your hand to lean your chest forward. And allow your right shoulder to soften by kicking your left foot more into your hand. Allow your chest to get more parallel to the ground by bending more into your right leg. And then begin to play with how straight your right leg can become with that same lift. All right, on an inhale, one-legged mountain, release your leg, come to stand with your left knee to your chest. Exhale, kick your left heel forward. We got 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, one-legged. Exhale, low lunge. 3-legged dog, breathe in, right leg high. Bend your legs, stack your hips. Flip your dog. Both heels down to the ground. Either stay here or inhale, lower your hips to the ground. Press through your left hand. Exhale, drive your heels, lift your hips. Twice more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale, hands down. If you want a vinyasa flow, take it. Down dog is where we meet. Full breath in. Full breath out. Left leg high, inhale. Exhale to your nose, squeeze. Again, inhale high. Exhale, cross to your right, tap. Inhale, 3-leg. Exhale, low lunge. High crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale, exalted. Exhale, revolved crescent. Again, full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, skandasana to the back. Breathe in. Exhale, skandasana to the front. Breathe in. Exhale to the back. Last time to the front. Inhale. Exhale to the front. Inhale. Exhale to the back. Look forward. Breathe in. Low lunge. Breathe out. Standing splits. Inhale. Shiva squat. Exhale. 2 more. In. Out. In. Out and hold. Kick heel to glute. Grab your left hand, your right foot. Come up to stand. Right arm lifts up. Knees together to start. Breathe in. Exhale. Kick your hand into your foot. Again, same shape you made earlier in your tabletop. You kick foot into hand. Extend your right hand forward. Bend your left leg a little more. Can you get your right toes a little higher? 2 breaths. Gently release. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, kick your right heel forward. 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, low lunge. 3-legged dog, breathe in. Flip dog, breathe out. Both feet down. Again, stay here or breathe in. Lower your hips. Breathe out, lift your hips. 2 more, in. Out. Last one, in. Out. Stay for an inhale. Hands down and flow on your exhale. Downward facing dog to child's pose. Toes together, hips to your heels, and let your forehead relax on the ground. Visualize your heart beating in your chest. See your breath, whether it's rapid or slow. Accept it. Find gratitude for it. Find love for it. It's your breath. From there, walk your hands back in towards your legs. Stay sitting on your shins. One more time, take your hands behind your back, palms to the ground, drive your shins down, lift up your hips, squeeze your shoulders together, open up your chest, press your palms into the mat. Breathe for 3, for 2, one. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower your sit bones down to the ground. Swing your legs to the side and then out in front of you. Let us meet in a boat pose. You can start with your feet on the ground, grab behind your thighs, lean your chest back until you feel your abdominals grab to catch on. Second level, lift up a leg. Maybe both. Maybe extend your arms. Maybe reach your hands above your head. But find this tuck of your tailbone slightly up so that you're on the roundness of your spine. And then on your inhale, lower down to low boat. Maybe reach your hands above your head, more of a hollow body. On your exhale, bring it back up, high boat. And again, inhale low, round on your spine. Exhale, lift up. Again, inhale. Exhale. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2 in. And out. Last 1 in. And out. Grab your knees, roll onto your back. Whoo, buddy. Press your heels to the ground, bridge pose. Three rounds of breath. I want you to plant your elbows down, bring your hands face up, palms facing one another, and then drive your elbows down into the mat to lift up your middle back a little higher. Now can you squeeze your knees together, tuck your tailbone up to lift your hips a little higher, repress through your elbows, lift it just that much higher. Full breath in, lift to your tiptoes. Exhale, slow and controlled, lower down, as if something would break if you go too fast. Super, super slow. All right, hug knees to chest. Begin to rock and roll up the length of your spine. Eventually all the way up and over your legs. Start in tabletop. From tabletop, send your left leg straight to the back of your mat. Toes are tucked. We'll get a calf stretch. So you're still on the top of your right foot. Press your left heel like you're driving it to the ground. And you still press through your right leg and both hands. 2. Last 1. Let something soften. All right, now re-engage your left leg. You're not stretching anymore. Strong. Toes or heels stacked over your toes. Pull your right knee off the ground and bring it behind your right wrist for half pigeon. Foot to the ground. Walk your hands to the back of your space. We're going to take shoelace arms. Once you get your legs set up, flip to the top of your left foot. You should take your right arm, right arm over, left arm under. So reach your right arm forward, slide your left arm underneath it, all the way across to the right, and then slide your right arm in front of your left arm until you can bring your forehead towards the ground. If this is a lot, take something to place under your forehead so you're closer to or further away from the ground. Less constriction. If this is a bit much, feel free to come up out of it and take your normal pigeon. We've got about 5 rounds of breath here. Even though you're adding on more stretches in an area that's already a pretty good stretch, or a pose that's already a pretty good stretch, can you still focus on the pose at hand? Shoulders softening, but also still focused on hips. Letting them soften. Notice if they're gripping because of what you're feeling in your shoulders. 2. Last 1. And then breathe. Release your hands. Draw your belly up and in. Press through your legs. And then wiggle your arms left and right to pull them out back through to center. And from there, roll onto your right hip, swing your left leg forward, set up for Janu Shirshasana. Take a breath in, reach up. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Keep pressing your right leg away, down and away. Rotate your right shoulder, your right rib cage forward, your left rib cage slightly back. Breath. And then inhale back up through to center. Take your left hand and grab the top of your right thigh. On an inhale, reach your right hand up, and then exhale, side bend towards the left. Keep again pressing your right leg down. Now you've got your left arm pulling into your right leg. Use them against one another. Press your leg into your arm, pull your arm into your leg. And breathe space into your side ribs, your right side body. Maybe you eventually touch your toes. You can allow your ribs to release. Use your breath as that catalyst. One more round. Inhale back up through the center. Right hand behind your hip, about a foot. Stargazer. Drive the top of your right shin and top of your right foot down. You can widen your inner thighs. Make more space. Breathe in. Exhale back to the ground. Swing your left leg back. If you want a vinyasa or three-legged dog, draw some circles with your right leg. Pedal out your feet. Whatever you want to do on your right side, make it feel good. We'll be back in tabletop when you're done. And if you're already ready, flip to the top of your left foot, send your right leg out straight behind you. Press until your right heel gets closer and closer to the ground. You press to your left leg, and so there's no dumping here. Everything is strong. More full breath. All right, now engage your right leg. So press to stack your right heel on top of your toes. Lift your left knee off the ground. Pull it forward towards your wrist for half pigeon. Then walk your right knee back. Flip to the top of your foot. If you have more space, take it. This time walk your left hand forward. Slide your right arm underneath. Left arm across. And elbows relatively in the same line, and then soften. Scan your whole body. Notice tension. Cover it with breath to melt it away. One final breath here. Always welcome to stay longer. Once again, engage your legs, press them down, and then walk your elbows back towards middle so you can unravel them. Walk your hands back, roll onto your left hip, swing your right leg forward. Reach both arms up, breathe in, fold over your right leg. You can get active here. Again, lifting the back of your head. You've got a straight back and straight leg to pull forward, or you can round, become passive. And how malleable have you made your muscles? Did they need more work to get stretched out? If they're adequately warmed, how much space can you take up? Inhale up through the center. Same thing. Right hand grabs at the top of your left thigh. Reach your left hand up, breathe in. Exhale, side bend towards the right. And press your left leg down. Pull your right arm into your left leg. So you rotate your left shoulder up, and you extend your left arm. And whatever's resisted here is probably feeling in your ribs or your left obliques. Fill your body up with breath. Again, just like you're stretching out a balloon. Fill up, hold it, let it go. We got 2 more of those. In, hold, out. Inhale back up, left hand to the ground, stargazer. Drive your left shin down, drive your right arch of your foot down. Like you're trying to poke your pelvis to the front of the room. One more breath in, and exhale, hips to the ground, right leg swings back, 3-legged dog, left time here, left leg does what it needs to do to open up. Final option for a chaturanga if you want it as well. When you find yourself back in downward facing dog, inhale, bend your knees and look forward, and then make your way to the top of your mat on your exhale. Lower your hips to the ground, extend your legs in front of you. And just like the same strength you had for your boat pose, high boat to low boat, this time your feet are going to stay on the ground. Flex your toes. Start to unravel one vertebrae at a time. Draw your belly up and in. And allow this to be this slow, way slower than you'd ever want it to go, descent down to the ground, to your middle back, your shoulders, and then to the back of your head. Plant your hands by your hips, pull your knees into your chest, plow pose. If you'd rather take a seated forward fold instead of plow, or if you'd rather take shoulder stand, up level it, you're more than welcome. I'm going to cue through plow. Hands by your hips, drive your legs straight up to the ceiling, squeeze your belly up and in, and then press into your hands, and then drive your heels to the ceiling, and then let them fall past the line of your head. Work to get your hips stacked on top of your shoulders. Toes touch the ground. If they don't, it's okay, you're not broken. Just take your hands to your low back so you can support yourself. Walk your elbows closer in together, so you have to put less effort in, and then walk your feet, toes towards the ground. If you want to get further on this one, same thing as before, you can flip to the tops of your feet, and then press as you slide your feet, tops of your feet further back, and get a stretch through the front of your shins, maybe your ankles. Got 3 more rounds of breath here. Keep your gaze up in between your legs to protect your neck. Wu-Tang. Last breath. All right, we're going to transition from this into a fish pose. So if you know what that is, go ahead and transition there. Otherwise, let your hands rest down on the ground, palms flat, and elbows in close, and then slowly bend your knees so they frame your ears. Now, as slow as you can, just as slow as you descended earlier, unravel your spine. 1 vertebrae at a time. Keep pressing through your hands. Now, as soon as your middle back touches the ground, I want you to use your momentum of your legs, roll them forward to rock up into a seat on your hands. So you've got your hands underneath your sit bones, squeeze your elbows in together, and then begin to lower down onto your elbows. Keep squeezing them together. They're going to support you, right? Point your toes towards the front of the mat, draw your glutes, squeeze them in, and then walk your gaze up to the ceiling. Let the top of your head relax to the ground. You can stop anywhere along the way, whatever feels best on your neck. Now, if you're already looking at the back of the room, this is great. You can transition from here to the ground when it's time. We've got 3 rounds of breath here. All right, either draw your belly in, look forward, or if your gaze is at the back of the room, begin to straighten your arms and allow the back of your head to touch the ground, and slowly lower the rest of your back down. Move your arms out alongside you. And again, if you have this set up to transition out of that, that's okay. Just make sure it feels supportive for you. Your belly's drawn into your core, supporting. Pull your right knee into your chest, breathe in. Supine twist to the left on your breath out. Just like your side bend on the ground, the goal here is to breathe, to stretch out your ribs. Fill them up with breath. Last one, try to transcend the lines of your ribs. Fill up your lungs past your ribs. Inhale to center, switch your legs. Breathe in to hug it in. And then exhale, twist towards the right. Same thing. As if your ribs were balloons. Fill up your lungs so much that your ribs stretch out past what they were when they started. They become that much easier when you try to expand them again to reopen. Last one, big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale back to center. Bring both knees to your chest, happy baby. Final pose of class. Again, unravel your tailbone to the ground. If your knees are bent more to make that happen, that's okay. For the longest time, my child's pose was hips to heels or heels to hips, knees bent. This is about opening up your inner thighs as well. So if you straighten your legs, or rather if you send your heels up and your tailbone lifts, your job here is to unravel your tailbone. So from your middle back all the way to the tip. Unroll it down at the same time, pull your knees down, and resist by driving your heels up. Just for 2. Last one, full deep breath. Bend Bend your legs, hug your knees to chest. Make yourself the tiniest ball of muscle that you can. Take a big breath in, squeeze in. Hold it for your breath out. One more breath in, find a shake. Exhale, Shavasana. Release to stretch out on your mat. Arms long, legs long. Even let your toes fall out to the side. That allows your inner thighs to relax, or rather your thighs relax to let your toes fall out. Let the Shavasana be the rest you need for the next few moments. Give yourself the gift of complete stillness. Just observe how you react to that gift. Resting with your eyes closed. Just envision yourself here on the ground, as if you lifted up from your body and turned around and you actually saw yourself resting here. I want you to think of this bright yellow ink in an eyedropper. Seeing your body, I want you to visualize all your bones, your skin, your organs, your blood, all of it turning crystal clear. Almost as if you've trapped all this water into this glass vessel. Take that yellow ink and I want you to take a couple of drops. Just drop it right onto your body. And watch as the ink starts to spread out into the water. What was once clear becomes these wisps of yellow, bright yellow ink, turning into light as it spreads all the way from where you dropped it to the tip of your toes, to your fingers, and to the top of your head. As you fill up with this yellow light, this yellow ink, envision everything that you come into contact with starts to turn that color as well. Picks up on the light that you emit. And anything that comes to try to push its light on you, if it's dimmer than your light, it gets reflected. It's not let in. Take a big breath together. Sigh it out together. Using that warm, bright light energy, let a smile come to your face, and then invite movement to your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, tilt your chin left and right. Reach your hands above your head, get long, good morning stretch. And then hug your knees into your chest, squeeze them in. Roll to one side for fetal pose, just long enough to press yourself up to a seat. to keep your eyes closed and maintain your practice. Your hands to your heart. Press them into your chest. And lift your chest right back up into your thumbs. Hands at prayer position. Finding gratitude for your body, for the practice, and for the community that you surround yourself with. Bring your thumbs to your third eye, center of intuition, right between your eyebrows. And again, that bright yellow light is yours to share. With that awareness, with that power, with that responsibility. Take a breath in together, lift your elbows a little higher. As we exhale, we bow and share the words. Namaste. All right, my lovely yogis, take your light out into the world, let it shine. Right? You've already completed the hardest part of practice. Now you just get the residuals. Thank you again for showing up, for practicing. My name is Jeremy. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you soaked your mat and changed your shirt colors as well. I sure did. Again, this is the last week that we'll be doing these videos on YouTube. We're still doing online yoga, but we're going to be doing it through MDO. So if you're already a member of the studio, you already have the Mind Body Online app. You'll sign into the classes the same way. Just look for the teachers. We'll still be announcing them the same way as well. Yeah, these videos will still remain online as well. So if you really liked a certain one, they should still be there. You can come back and keep revisiting. Donation is still going. And again, all the proceeds that we get from those classes as well, 100% will go to the teachers. So if you have been supporting, again, thank you so much. We appreciate it. It's kept us afloat. Yeah. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your week. I'll see you here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Namaste, yogis.